Revenge should have been seated higher.
Yeah, that one aggressively didn't make sense.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, bracket nerds. I cannot play in tournament. I gotta just stick to commentary and shield breaking online.
Yo, Authority, what's up? What's up? How's it going? Yeah. I got a question. Pro controller or single Joy-Con?
Joy-Con.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely.
Two Joy-Con.
Two Joy-Cons.
With the
I will let you know.
Oh, yes.
the thing.
Right, yeah, okay.
That's the way I can play it now.
Oh, God. That's the only way.
I don't think I'm good at that.
Okay.
Rest assured that the Wiimote still works.
No.
Okay.
I heard someone found a way to make a Wiimote and nunchuck work.
What?
Yeah.
Someone.
I can't do that.
Well, they're probably gonna find a way for Wiimote soon.
Once they do, I'm going right back.
Oh, jeez.
Alright, so we got Sorool and Dan. I don't know anything about Dan,
But-
he plays, but
I
he
know
plays
a-
Gan and he's good at it.
I know a lot about Sorool.
Everyone who plays here does. He plays Gan and he beats people.
Yeah. But
That's what he does. He is, as always, a contender to take the whole thing.
Sorool probably, but he's probably the most active of the players here at UFC. He goes to a ton of tournaments. He goes to as many as possible, and he always puts on a show. And every single other commentator, they always underestimate him. We will not do that here. People underestimated him at Ignite. He proved them wrong. But here
Knows how to play Ganon. Oh, we have a Donkey Kong.
Ganon versus Donkey Kong. This is kind of an interesting, matchup. But I think that, all right, speak for myself. But I want to see what this Donkey Kong is like. But here we see, just starting off, not even going for any grabs yet, but more of just trying to find his footing.
I feel like this matchup, like, Donkey Kong's advantage state is really solid, and I feel like Ganon's disadvantage is really, really not. So whenever Mike's off stage, this is going to be very, very scary for him.
And-
See bracket?
And I feel like, and Dan, he's doing the right thing. He's trying to keep Ganon off the ledge, and that's how he's supposed to play against Ganon, because notoriously he doesn't have very good ledge options. But he doesn't need that if he's just taking these stocks left and right. But here we see Dan trying to look for some cheeky little cargo throw kill, but not working out yet.
That was arrogant.
I've noticed something, especially at like higher level play, like at DPOTG. A lot of people in this game, a lot of characters, like just waiting on ledge is a really solid option.
Well, I mean, that makes sense, because in this game, ledge options aren't really the best, and a lot of characters have a lot of nerf recoveries.
A lot of the ledge options are actually much stronger than before. Like get up attack is a real option now for one thing.
And Sorool saving his jump. Sorool is very good at just saving his jump.
I mean, you have to be playing Ganon, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he tries to use air dodge as much as possible, and if he can, he will upbeat a stage without using his jump, just in case he does get thrown off.
So yeah, that's the other thing that's I think really scary when Mike has a stock lead. The Ganon side comes back into play, and if you like right now this percent, he can just put himself back at 0
And even
end this game.
but calling him out, but especially against Donkey Kong doesn't have the tools to get back to stage from any Ganon side. Unless Dan has a godlike mashing, it's not going to work.
I mean, Ganon side's entirely it's percent defended. So if you like right now with this percent difference, no, he can't mash out at all. But at lower percents, I think it'd be very doable.
Perhaps. And you see Sorool probably looking for a nair off stage and trying to get a nice read.
Going for the callouts. That's what Mike does, man.
Sorool very good at just calling you
There
out.
we are, another down.
He's good at calling out your dodges, he's good at calling out your spot dodges.
Game 1 goes Sorool.
But this is at least for me the first time that I played Sorool in bracket back in 4. And I remember going into it, and I remember Ganon being the second worst, arguably, character in the game. And I told myself, oh, a Ganondorf? This is going to be easy. Sorool makes you afraid of Ganondorf, and with Ganondorf having more tools now, it's even worse.
He's a real character now.
I mean, he was a character before.
He was a real...
Good?
No,
not necessarily.
No, he's a character now.
But I feel like the way I like to describe Sorool is he makes Ganondorf look like he's as fast as Falcon. Plain and simple. And here we see Dan switching to the Pichu.
This is an interesting swap because yes, Pichu obviously a top tier in this game. Ridiculous damage, really good kill potential. But also he dies to a light breeze, and Ganon is a hurricane.
And I remember talking to Sorool saying that he needed more Pichu practice because
yeah, right there.
saying that he needed more Pichu practice because according to him, this is one of Ganon's worst matchups.
Oh, absolutely, yeah, because Pichu has top tier buttons that just oppress Ganon. Nair is frame 3. Nair is frame 3. You have F-tilt, which is ridiculous to save. I don't think Ganon has anything fast enough to punish F-tilt out of shield.
But I feel like in Smash 4, how probably one of the worst matchups was for Ganondorf was Ganondorf versus Sheik. And Pichu kind of has to play the same way.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's basically the same matchup.
Combo games, trying to get damage off, and trying to get Sorool off stage as much as possible.
I actually think this matchup is probably, I don't know if worse, just because Ganon's a real character now, but definitely scarier, because Sheik doesn't have kill potential. Yeah,
That's
there
it.
you go.
Beautiful snipe. And you see Dan at this point, I'm pretty sure he's starting to think that he's got to rely on these games, especially since he's being called out just like that. But here we see Dan kind of playing passively. He's waiting for Ganondorf, and the thing with Pichu is he's just gonna do more and more damage to himself. The longer Pichu waits, the worse it's gonna be for him. You see, looking for up throw Thunder, but not nearly enough percent. But here we see again. Here we see Sorool.
Does Pichu, I don't know if you would know, does Pichu's uppy extend his hurt box the same way that Pikachu's does?
I haven't heard of that, but I do know that. Well,
another up smash call out.
not enough to talk about. But I do know
And
Pichu.
Sorool takes it to a...
I am fairly certain though that Pichu's up special, it does not have a hitbox though.
Mike, stay.
You're staying?
Matt!
No,
Matt!
I think he's busy with melee.
Oh, never mind, Mike, get up. Alright. Marks, let's play.
Alright.
Cool, I'm gonna hop on there. You can feel free to commentate. Don't close the window. You did last week. You're doing that. You know how to work this, right? You can save the thing. Which enters round 3.
Heist and March. What? You changed your tag again? What happened to Rust?